Money cannot change your life unless you understand the reason why money could change your life in the first place. The reason why money can change your life when you have it is because you know how to manage it properly when it comes to you. Now, if you do not know how to manage money, it doesn't matter how much money comes to you, you're never going to have anything to show for it. And therefore, it'll never actually change your life, or you'll never be able to actually stack it up and save it. So, the reason that made me want to make this video is I was thinking to myself, from a manifestation perspective, when you're making money, it's almost like, money just comes to you, money just comes to you. But I had to think to myself, money's always coming to you. There's absolutely no human that just automatically was born and money just is not supposed to be around them and money is not supposed to support them. So I have to think to myself, if money is always coming to everybody in an equal manner, how are some people attracting it and how are some people keeping it and stacking it and becoming more financially stable, while others who have that exact same experience of attracting money or money coming to them, but they just keep doing something wrong to where money never sticks or it's never there or you can never stack it up. And the differentiator between those two people is one is prepared and one is not. When it comes to money, you have to be prepared for it. Money does not care about your desire to have it or how much you want it or what you think you'll do when you have it or whatever. Money actually only responds to what you actually do with money. If you think of money in general, and it's always coming to everybody in equal fashion, there's nobody that is being rejected, indefinitely rejected for money, right? But the problem is that you're not actually prepared for money. And now this is going to be a lesson on how do you prepare yourself for money. Because if I told you that money's always circulating, money's always around you, money's always looking for its way to you, but you're just not prepared for it, then the conversation is, how do I prepare for it? How do I prepare for it? You prepare for it by understanding what money is for you. The way that money comes to me is the same way that money comes to you. And every other person that we have 20 people in the chat right now. It's the same way that money comes to all 20 of us, plus me, plus you, plus whoever, and the thousands of people who will watch this later. The problem is not the money. The problem is when money comes to me, what I want to do with it is different than you because we're two different people. You and I are not the same. So when Billy Bob gets $1,000, he wants to go buy a new phone. When Sally Joe gets a new phone, she wants to go and buy a painting that she's been looking at from one of her favorite artists. When I get that money, I want to stack it in a pile and go to sleep, take a nap. Okay? I have understood myself as a person. This is part of preparing for the money, by the way. This is part of preparing for the money. Do not miss what I'm saying. Part of preparing for the money is understanding what money is supposed to do for you. So when I get money, I would be dumb to be like Billy Bob and Sally Joe and go buy a painting because somebody said I should, or to go and spend $1,000 on a new phone because somebody said I should. Guess what? When I get money, it's called wind flow, I believe. Is when extra money comes to your bank account or through some random thing that's not through your normal income and you just receive a certain amount of money. It's called a windfall. Windfall. When you receive windfall, what do you do with it? What I want to do with windfall is I want to put it into a place where it can make more money, and then I want to go take a nap and mind my business. I don't really care to spend a lot of money because I don't care. I am such a low maintenance person. It's kind of ridiculous sometimes. But I had to be honest with myself about that because there was a part in my life. I want to tell you guys this story and tell me if you relate in the comments. I would get money or have money, have disposable income. And the first thing I would do is I would think, well, what do people say I should do with it? Okay. Women say that I should go and get my nails done. So I'm going to go spend $60 at the nail shop. And women say that I should go get my hair done. So I'm going to spend $150 on getting my hair done. And they say I should have it straight. So I'm going to go spend $200 getting it done and getting it straightened. Okay. Because a woman said so. There was a time in my life where I did that for over a year. Every single time that I had disposable income, I took it to the nail shop or the hair salon and I bought things that people said I should do until I realized those things actually don't make me happy. And it's not because I've been a nail tech for almost a decade and I can do my own nails, acrylics, press-ons, gel-X, any design you could think of. And I'm a very artistic person. These are one of my paintings right here, actually. I'm a very artistic person. It's because somebody else, well, even if I were to do them, but that was my own situation. So I started to say, okay, if I'm going to prepare for money, I learned this over time. If I'm going to start preparing for money, then I have to do what money is meant for me to do with it. And it's not meant for me to go get my hair done because I clearly don't like that. For some reason, I just am not the type of person that keeps her hair and nails done. Sorry, I'm just not. I had to realize I'm not the person that wants to go buy new electronics every time I get money. I realize I'm the person that likes to let my money become 365 days a year for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week employees. That's for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week employees. That's what I like. Let me repeat that. When I get money or windfall, this windfall that we're talking about, I want my money to become a 365 day a year, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week employee for me. Okay. When I go spend money at the nail salon, that money is no longer an employee. I can't put it to work. It can't work, right? It worked for how many days I had it and then I spent it and then it's gone. That doesn't work for me because I don't like doing that. It doesn't work for me. So what I had to do is understand, what do I want my money to do? And I had to come to the realization, where does most of my joy come from? My joy comes from investing strategies, and other investing strategies. It's not because I like to hoard money. I love spending money. I give myself a budget of money to spend, and we'll get into that in 2 minutes. We'll get into that and why every single person needs to have a spending budget for themselves. But I had to realize, what do I actually enjoy? I love when my money becomes employees. I love sending my money out into the stock market to become an employee for me. And so that's what I had to end up doing. Now, in addition to that, you have to prepare by having what I like to call buckets. This is something that has been talked about for multiple decades across multiple content creators. But for me, I never listened to it for this buckets idea. The reason why is because I was focused on spending the money on hair and nails when I don't like doing that. And I was ignoring the information that was actually meant to help me prepare for more. So what I ended up doing is I said, you know what? I've been hearing this information so much. I already know I like the investment strategies. What are the other things that I know I want to get into to help me prepare? So number one, I got radically honest about what money is here for me to do. Second thing is I figured out how I'm going to manage it. Now, there's a thing called buckets, like I said, that's been talked about for many, many decades for many, many different people and whoever, all across the internet in all different types of ways. from people young and old. I mean, I think they were all older than me, but still, younger, older, whatever. The case of the matter is buckets is where you organize the money that you get, and then how you actually just organize it. That's literally all it is. So for me, I heard it in many different ways, but the reason why it never stuck is because I was still trying to do it based on what they said. These people were talking about organize your money into all these buckets. And when you make money from your income, you're supposed to organize it in this specific way. And mind you, these are all men too. So they don't care about hair and nails and makeup. They don't care about that. And I'm like, I don't do my own nails anymore, but I still care about it. Like at the time, I wasn't doing my own hair that much, but I still cared about it. So it's hard to take advice from people that don't have the same reasoning as you, because they don't care about those things, because they don't need them, which is fine. Who cares? So what I had to think is, okay, the reason why this stuff wasn't resonating with me before is because they were saying their buckets that they need. It wasn't because the bucket idea doesn't work. It's because their buckets don't work for me. So I figured out my own buckets, and then that's what I had to use. Now, the reason why the buckets didn't work, it's not because they didn't work. It was because I'm looking for S. I think this is S. It's not because the buckets didn't work. It's because the type of buckets that they were saying didn't work for me. Like there was no makeup, hair, skincare, eyebrow brush, nothing. No lip gloss, no accessories, no earrings, no nothing. Like there was nothing. And that deprives you when those are things that you care about. So that's what I had to fix. And that's how you prepare. So if you watch this video again and you take notes and you start to prepare, I promise you, 21 days, it's going to be very, very different.